Once upon a time, a gloomy day descended upon Earth, and from its depths emerged creatures known as the Reapers. These formidable beings quickly wiped out 99% of the planet's population, leaving everyone puzzled about their motives. Interestingly, the Reapers seemed to avoid humans at altitudes above 8,000 feet, which allowed a small group of survivors in certain regions. In America, the Rocky Mountains in Colorado became one of the safe havens. Here in Lost Gulch Refuge lives a boy named Hunter. One day, he ventured beyond a marked boundary, narrowly escaping a Reaper that was hunting below the safe zone. His father, Will, scolded him for taking such a dangerous risk, especially since Hunter has a lung condition that makes running difficult. With the recent loss of Hunter's mother, Tara, Will is especially protective, as Hunter is all he has left. Later, Will confides in their neighbor, Katie, explaining that Hunter just wanted to see the next settlement over. Katie feels for Hunter, knowing he has no other kids to play with and misses his mom deeply. Meanwhile, next door, a woman named Nina is determined to find a way to defeat the Reapers. She's been experimenting with different alloys, crafting bullets, and firing them at a piece of Reaper armor. Will remains skeptical about Nina's efforts, often reminiscing about Tara, who had joined Nina on a perilous mission to gather essential chemicals and tragically lost her life to a Reaper. That night, Hunter's condition worsens again, but Will manages to stabilize him. However, he realizes they're running low on crucial medication. The next day, Will heads to the local shop to buy macaroni, a precious food item these days, since it's Hunter's favorite dish and his birthday. Hunter, however, is curious about why his dad has stopped using the radio. Will explains that electricity is scarce and needs to be saved for Hunter's life support machine. He also mentions that the filters for the machine are almost out, which means he'll need to go to the nearest town below the safe altitude to get replacements. Later, Katie, a close friend of Tara, visits Will and reminds him that it's Friday. They fondly reminisce about the weekends they used to enjoy before the invasion. Their conversation is suddenly interrupted by a gunshot from Nina's yard as she tests another bullet. They exchange surprised looks at her determination. That night, Hunter's health takes another dip. Will gives him an injection, just managing to ease his symptoms. The following day, Will approaches Nina and tells her he plans to head to the town the next day, claiming he knows a safe route. Nina insists that no such route exists. Will explains that they need to replace Hunter's filters, leaving him with no choice but to go. Nina warns that the journey requires passing through areas patrolled by Reapers. Will then reveals his secret plan. He intends to use an abandoned mine that runs through the mountain to reach the town. Nina reminds him that the Reapers originated from underground, making mines their natural habitat. Still, Will insists he knows the mine well and believes the distance is manageable. They agree to meet the next day, although Nina firmly states she won't be joining him. After Will leaves, Nina gazes at a pirate flag banner she once vowed to raise over the mountains when she discovered a way to fight the Reapers. The next morning, Will visits the local gunsmith, who equips him with a rifle and grenades. Although the weapons might not be very effective against the Reapers, they could at least buy him some time. The gunsmith shares his personal supplies and wishes Will good luck. Katie shows up, upset that Will hadn't informed her about his plans. Despite his protests, she arms herself and declares she's coming along. Nina greets Katie with hostility, insisting she's unprepared to face the Reapers, having never encountered one up close. Nina predicts doom for their group. Will outlines his plan. Once they reach a ski slope, they'll use a lift to get to the mine entrance. He hopes the equipment is still intact and functional. The group sets off, and when asked about her motivations, Nina reveals she hopes to get to her lab, where she knows the specific chemicals she needs for her research. She also brings along two inventions, a compass and a device that can detect Reapers by picking up their high bioelectromagnetic signals, which are much stronger than any other creature on Earth. Soon, they reach a fire road about a mile from the ski slope, marking the end of the safe zone. The group cautiously crosses the boundary, weapons at the ready. They come across several wrecked vehicles and scavenge for supplies. Katie picks up a grenade launcher, showcasing her Texan upbringing and skill with such gear, while Nina discovers a fragment of Reaper scale. As she retrieves it, a heated argument erupts between her and Katie. Katie blames Nina for Tara's death, while Nina dismisses her as an inexperienced nuisance. Will intervenes, breaking up the fight, and they continue toward the abandoned ski area. Suddenly, a distant whinny echoes from the woods, surprising the group with the sight of wild horses now roaming freely in the mountains. Before long, they arrive at the ski resort, and safety seems within reach. However, Nina warns them that reaching the top is impossible because a Reaper is already nearby. Will and Nina rush to the backup generators to power the lift while Katie stands guard with the grenade launcher, waiting for the creature to appear but seeing no sign of it. Finally, the Reaper emerges from the tree line. Katie fires, but the grenade misses the agile monster. As the Reaper charges toward her, Will manages to activate the lift. He and Nina leap into the gondola just as it begins to ascend. With quick thinking, Will fires at the Reaper, giving Katie a chance to climb into the lift tower. She barely catches hold of the seat just as the Reaper grabs the cable with its tentacle, snapping it. The group plummets to the ground, narrowly escaping back into the safe zone. That night, they rest in an old guardhouse. Katie admits she's terrified, confessing she hadn't realized the true nature of their enemy and now sees the Reapers as perfect predators. Nina shares her thoughts, stating that the Reapers don't rest or consume humans. They kill relentlessly but leave other creatures untouched, leading her to doubt their biological nature. As the women drift off to sleep, Will reflects on an argument he had with Tara. She had urged him to trust Nina, believing she could save the world, while Will resented the idea of Tara risking her life, especially with Hunter to care for. Tara had pointed out that Hunter's filters would eventually run out, and he would die unless they acted. Will had been unable to change her mind. The next morning, the group arrives at an old mine that Will knows well from his time as a miner. However, the lower levels dip below the safe zone, making them vulnerable to Reapers. The tunnels are poorly sealed, increasing the danger. Will insists that the hazardous area is only 210 meters long, and that Nina's tracker should detect any nearby Reapers. But Nina counters that the device won't work underground, and humans exhale carbon dioxide, which the Reapers can sense immediately. After venting her frustrations, Nina is the first to descend into the mine. Once they reach the desired level, they find the passage blocked by welded metal. The only way forward is to descend another level, but that area is definitely outside the safe zone. Will declares he won't turn back, and the women reluctantly follow him. They descend a ladder, with Will urging them to take their time to avoid exhaling too much carbon dioxide. The team pauses for a break before making the final push. Katie shares her wild story about how, right at the start of the invasion, she got into a fight with her boyfriend. She even whacked him with a frying pan and took off in his car, which ended up saving her life. As they venture deeper into the mine, they nearly make it through when a terrifying Reaper shows up, forcing them to scramble for safety. Will tries to shoot it, but the bullets just bounce off, and the Reaper closes in, driving them into a dead end. He quickly tells everyone to turn off their flashlights and hold their breath. The Reaper's tentacles are probing the area, brushing dangerously close to their faces. In a moment of quick thinking, Will uses a flare to distract the creature, giving the group a chance to dash toward a partially collapsed tunnel. They scramble inside, but Katie accidentally takes a wrong turn and gets caught by the Reaper's tentacles. Will watches in horror as she gets dragged deeper into the mine. Meanwhile, Nina spots a ladder, and they both climb to a higher level, narrowly escaping the Reaper's grasp. Finally, Will and Nina make it out of the mine and back to the surface, safe and sound just outside the safe zone. They continue their journey and soon stumble upon an almost intact pickup truck, which they decide to use for their travels. Before hitting the road, they take a break for the night in an abandoned house, where they manage to scavenge some food. Over dinner, they reminisce about Tara, and Will expresses regret for leading them through the mine. Na encourages him to channel his anger into fighting back. She shares her plan to return to her lab to get magnesium, theorizing that the Reaper's tough scales might have magnetic defenses. She believes that a bullet infused with magnesium could penetrate the armor and ignite an internal fire to take the creature down. Will gets furious, calling her theory unproven and blaming her for the deaths of Tara and others. Nina steps in, reminding him that he's now faced with the same tough decisions he had before. The next morning, they head into town, reaching a hospital in ruins, searching for oxygen filters. They climb to the top floor and in an operating room, Will finally finds what he needs. But then they hear the unmistakable sounds of a Reaper approaching, signaling trouble. They take off running, but the Reaper catches up and grabs Will. Nina, quick on her feet, grabs a fire axe and slices through the tentacle, which only angers the monster more. They retreat to the operating room, where Will tells Na to run while he shoots at some gas canisters. The explosion sends the Reaper flying out of the window, leaving it motionless below. Having accomplished his goal, Will expresses his desire to return to his son, but Na persuades him to help her first, insisting that if they can create the magnesium bullet, humanity might stand a chance. She promises to raise her pirate flag as a signal that the Reapers can be defeated, making sure Katie's and Tara's death won't be in vain. Reluctantly, Will agrees. They head to Nina's old lab at the U.S. Department of Energy, where she gathers the materials to craft her magnesium bullet. While keeping guard, Will spots a photograph and learns that Na had a family who tragically perished during the Reaper invasion. She survived only because she was at work that day, and she confesses that she blames herself every day for not being home and wishes she could hug her family one last time. Will tries to console her, saying she couldn't have saved them, but Na brushes him off, stating that kind of life holds no meaning for her. Realizing it will take her longer to perfect the bullet, Na urges Will to go back to his son, who is running out of time. She promises to keep working and tells him to join her later, using her car parked outside. Will reluctantly drives off in the pickup while Nina continues her work. As she's crafting the bullet, she notices a power cell and gets inspired to use cobalt instead of magnesium. Just as she finishes the bullet, a Reaper attacks her. Meanwhile, Will speeds down the road, but his truck hits a blowout and crashes into a tree. He has to run toward the safety line, but the Reapers close in on him. Just as he thinks he's done for, he fires his gun, fully expecting the worst. Suddenly, a shot rings out, and the attacking Reaper explodes. Na arrives just in time, wielding her cobalt-infused bullets, which cause the Reapers to detonate beautifully. As they examine the remains, they discover that the Reapers aren't biological creatures, but advanced machines of extraterrestrial origin, just like Nina theorized. However, the reason for the specific safe altitude remains a mystery. They return to Lost Gulch, where Hunter joyfully greets his father. Na raises her pirate flag, signaling to nearby settlements that she's found a way to kill the Reapers. Radio communication is re-established, and survivors share instructions on how to craft the special bullets to fight back. Later, Na and Will visit a memorial for the fallen, leaving a bullet at the base inscribed with Katie's name. Soon, a team of hunters armed with cobalt bullets sets out on a mission, and explosions echo through the Rocky Mountains as Reapers are taken down one by one. In a post-credit scene, we see humans reclaiming their planet. One night, while Nina gazes at the stars through her telescope, Will joins her, and together they watch as 3 glowing objects enter Earth's orbit. The film surprisingly turns out better than expected for a post-apocalyptic monster movie. But the origins of the monsters remain a mystery, leaving the door wide open for a potential sequel.